Hello people, this is Ryder here with the review the Avataro Sentai Donbrothers Change Hero 04 Ryusoulger Alter. So this is the third alter to appear within the Change Heroes line, to which we have the Ryusoulger Alter. Really nice to actually see both of them present and such, to which this one includes the Ryusoulger Alter gear. Really do appreciate the orange. Have I been forgetting to show the bottoms of the boxes? We actually do have an actual product image because they've been foregoing that for some reason. No acknowledgement of the Ryusoulger Alter. The left, and just, combining these together. Finally, under a minute. So here is the Ryusoulger Alter completely assembled out of box, and obviously its only contents comprise of the Ryusoulger Alter, to which we will take a look later. And as you can see from here, this one's just merely a, I want to say kind of like the vinyl scale of Tiramigo. Basically, it's just that now, obviously, he has the Donbrothers, or the Don Clan logo plastered around him and up there and such. So, yeah. Other than that, I think appearance-wise, obviously, he's the most one-to-one out of this line, just because of how, yes, he is missing a lot of paint. Other than that, they got the basics down of, yeah, and just, the painted silver, the green eyes, and then just, a lot of the detailing, the connector ports, and then, the drills, the arms, and then, yeah, they basically got everything down and such. He does have articulation a bit, obviously he can move up and down, he can open his mouth and such because of transformation reasons. You can move his legs, but obviously his arms are hindering it. And you can kick forward too, but again, his arms are hindering that ability. So yeah, definitely, it's yeah, appearance wise he looks one-to-one, but he only just can Terra and such. So we will take a look at the alter gear. To which, again, it's pretty standard at this point. It's just, very glittery. This one is B075. Obviously, because it is a standalone gear, it has the trademark, and because it has a double notch, so it is a Donbrothers gear. So don't expect this to work in your newly Zenkaiger stuff, because an hour ago they literally announced the Memorial Edition for the Master Kaito version, and it's just Bandai, why? But here's a comparison with the Avataro gear. I mean, if these gears can work in that version, that would be cool, but we know it's not going to. It has to do with the Donbrothers versus Zenkaiger, definitely. Again, we only use the Dawn Blaster because that's the only thing that was used within the show. really like that they use the Kishiryu summoning sound along with a new sound of like a generic Tiramigo sound. So because of the Ryusoulger altar, I brought in the Ninja sword. This one I might as well bring in just for like extra curiosity people have. What if you use Omikoshi Phoenix if you didn't watch that video? It obviously functions the same, it's just that it actually does acknowledge it as an altar. So now we gotta bring in Donbrothers altar finally in frame properly, and Ryusoulger altar. And this one, we don't have to rip off his arms. Instead, we rip off his legs. So we actually do want to keep his legs and just simply pop them like so. And then we have to remove Tiramigo's arms because we actually do need them. And we'll get this one out of the way too. So what you're gonna do with his like Donbrothers' legs is that you're gonna fold down Tiramigo's tail. It's not a really good connection because, as you can tell, it kind of just flops down. So like it's just more preferred to keep it like so. And then you want to simply move this down like so, and then peg it down like that to become a centaur-esque thing, which is pretty creative. And then you want to open up Tiramigo's mouth and pull this sword out, and then you actually want to pop the head off. So there's a lot that you're supposed to do at this point now, because I think you actually need to keep this opened for the combination. And then you want to actually take off the cannon pieces off the drill / arm piece. And then you actually want to slide this piece within this space in like so to create a shield. But before we put these on, these drill pieces are confusing because they want you to utilize these ports in the back, but I think they want you to have the arms coming out. So like you want to put you obviously want to put what was the right or the left arm on the left shoulder, and then the right arm on the right shoulder. So then it ends up looking something like that. And then we will clip on the head to the chest of Donbrothers. And then, obviously, just like the Zonglass sword, we are just going to slot this sword in like so. Like, I think you're supposed to have it face like this, like have it face out like so, and then might as well zoom in. I don't like this connection at all. So like you have to slot the shield into the hand but it's not a really good connection. Because it just feels like it barely fits. And it doesn't help that this hand is loose. And then last but not least, turn it around and clip or slot the alter gear like so. It's not okay. There is bending for some reason. I don't know why, but it's obviously because of the nature of this. It's really tightly in, but at least fits. So here we have Ryusoulger Momotaro Alter, to which, yeah, this one is definitely like, you know, on the same scale of creativeness and such. Again, like, this one actually, you know, I at least appreciate this one for not having any leftover pieces. Like, just because, you know, the legs are at least put somewhere. Like, the arms for the Ryusoulger Alter are just put behind the shoulders of Don Montaro's altar shields, not shields, shoulders, and like, you know, I like the hidden sword, and I like the shield. The shield actually also has the Dawn Clan marks, but I think the issue of this one is just, again, just everything feels too cluttered, and again, I don't really like how the handle works for this shield, because it's just like, it just doesn't feel like this one's supposed to move, because again, this has the same issues as Don Momotaro Alter of just being really loose. Like, I don't know why this leg's trying to come off. It just doesn't make sense. And like, again, because you removed the arms, you can now actually like bend the legs like such, which you're not supposed to, because stuff like that happens. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have it like this when it's the Ultra mode and then you stretch it out. I don't remember. But as you can tell, like, this just does not like staying in at all. It's, and like, the weapons are just kind of weird. Like, they at least stay in, but it's just like, they kind of like waddle around. It's just like, it's at least kind of secured, but like, and like, this chest piece doesn't really, it's doing a good job right now, but like, sometimes this doesn't really like staying in. And like, I don't know, maybe the open mouth just, like, I get it's supposed to like fill up space, because obviously then you're just gonna be stuck with this hole as this literally falls apart. Like, yeah, obviously, or is it, I think it's supposed to be like this, actually. I don't think you're supposed to have the entire thing open. I think you're supposed to just have that, maybe, so then you can actually see Don Momotaro's face. But yeah, this is just not really sticking well. Like, it's at least, I don't know, like, if you don't try to move it, it's fine. But when you try to actually play around with it, I feel like that's where it falters. Because, like, everything just kind of falls around this guy of just not wanting to, like, be stable, which is really annoying. But other than that, yeah, again, maybe I've had the legs wrong, but I don't think so, because this is obviously supposed to be like that. And like, if you were, again, the thing too is that, if you were to position the legs like this, you can tell like something's off just from looking at it up here. But Yeah, because the head, like, everything's too tight now. So, like, yeah, you can tell something's off if you position the legs like this, so I kind of don't get the point of having this articulation within the legs if it's not even utilized. And it just causes everything to just fall apart. But other than that, like, I think this figure overall probably has the best Ultra mode. But like when you combine it with Don Momotaro, it's alright. Like, I think this is like the pure definition of like it looks fine when you put it together and not do anything with it, but once you start trying to like figure out like, you know, doing things with it, I feel like that's where it falters. But other than that, like, obviously if you're big on Ryusoulger, you just really like this one in particular, obviously you can go for it. I forgot to mention, at this point, since the Ryusoulger Ultra, they just refuse to do candy toy counterparts to them because because the candy toy division put themselves in a corner of like, well, shoot, these are really similar to to the Change Heroes, so we're just not gonna bother, and it's just really infuriating because then it doesn't give the mini collectors a version they can have, because despite how much they want to advertise these being cross-compatible, they're not. Do not put these two lines together because their pegs are different. Because I think the candy toy ones are a lot more. I would say the candy toy or the mini plus are more secure than this floppy mess. So just don't do it. So you sadly don't have a mini plug counterpart to this thing. And it just kind of sucks. So you are stuck with the Change Heroes. And I think this one is like at least one of the hardest ones to obtain just because it was like the one-off quarter 2. No, it wasn't a one-off, but it was just a weird release. And I mean, I guess you can have him, yeah, so you can have him bite the Ultra Gear, but I don't know why this one is like really hard, because I had to get this one off of Amazon Japan for like its retail price, but like you can see just how much it droops down. Like, I don't know, something's really up with these like pegs, but this video is too long. I have to do this review. This is Ryder. I'll leave people. Bye.